episode 1 of Rantcast. Except we can't call it Rantcast because that was already taken by this annoying guy. There's this old story about replacing tselect, leveraging vim.ui.select with legacy features like tselect and z equals for spell corrections. And of course, it is productive to use AI to start by just exploring a patch. So I gave it this query and guided it to use this thing that I designed, also with the help of AI. But this is just a starting point. It's very productive, and there's no reason not to do this. I'm not learning anything by trawling around in the depths of an old legacy code base that isn't as well organized as it could be, although it will get better organized over time with the help of AI, because I can use this extra technology to refine the code base. Now I can review what it did. And so you can see here that already we're seeing promising results. Building a selection menu with this old approach. Building a selection menu with the old legacy code is terrible. There's no reason to do this in this hokey, bumbling way using these low-level C mechanisms where we're just bit by bit building a menu using the message system and then string formatting using sprintf. This is terrible. We don't have to live like this. So instead, I have told it to call out to Lua using the interface that I designed earlier in a different PR. And here it's building Vim script objects are represented in the C code. They're represented as these things. Tip file. It doesn't matter that they happen to correspond to how the C implementation works with Vim script, because they're basically just structs, and so they're useful for passing things to Lua, because it's very easy to serialize these structs to Lua. And we have now a formal mechanism. So this new code looks like it's building some arguments that we will pass to Lua. And so now the task is to review what it's doing and see if there's any improvements that can be made. And also maybe reread the comments a bit. So it's decided to return a minimal amount of data, which apparently is all we need to fit it into this old legacy routine. And it still has basically sort of moved some of the legacy logic. Looks like verbose had an effect on the logic, so it shows some extra info. And it's also pretending to handle right-left, which doesn't really work all that well, and looks like we are no longer handling right-left explicitly in C. So then we can check, are we doing any handling of right-left here? This is something the AI wrote. No. Is there any handling in here? No. But everything else in this old code, mouse, is there any mouse handling the new code? No. So with mouse, it supported mouse clicks on the menu. You can see here, like, it's doing this sort of hokey, bespoke handling of mouse clicks in the caller. The UI.select should do that. Like, it should handle that already. There should be no need for the spell suggest module to be dealing explicitly with mouse clicks, mouse handling. Okay, so the right-left, the lack of right-left handling is technically a regression, so now I need to decide if I care about that. Oh, great. This comment is very proud of itself. What the fuck? Look at this. Change spelled backwards. Cool. So UI select depends on input list. Yeah. So like maybe the input list should handle right left. Why are we doing that in spell? Yeah, custom pickers of course probably don't handle right left. Like this should not all be done in bespoke ways, sprinkled all over the place. So you can see tselect didn't have this handling. It's just terrible. So I can take notes. So just kind of, let's see, did some sort of fix up here for the message kind. ADHD check of GitHub because it never ends. Let's see what the reply was here. Yay! Thank you, Zir. So now I can do a quick test to see if it actually works. Okay, this is cool. So let's just copy the old. Here we go. And so we can do this to prove to ourselves that C equals really is using UI.select. So I'm sourcing this file. Oh, there's an error. Okay, and now if we go back here and we do Z equals, hey look, it really is using UI.select. That's cool. And now let's try tselect. Oh, there's no tags. Tags like empty. Finally, we got tags. We got the tags. Okay, so now tselect. No. Oh yeah, because we need to be in a C file. Okay, so tselect. No. Alright. What does tselect even do? Okay, so tselect get. Hey. Alright, cool. This is very cool. So now we can exit out of that and continue reviewing because this looks like a success so far. And we just need to make sure that we aren't committing slop. So we can look at UI events to see what kinds are available. And confirm, you know, is like, it's not for just like plain old messages, and these look like plain old messages. Yeah, so it agrees, and delete these. Look at this. Using vim-fugitive to manage the Git staging area and review changes. What a concept. So this all looks good, and now we need to double check the new code in this function. It's building type files, and then it passes them to this, and yeah, this is just boilerplate code mapping stuff. So we can move on to this new Lewis-L core module. Yeah, we don't need this comment. So this was the old language, yeah, but we need to translate it. So we do have some precedent for that. This thing. This, okay, and then as handling for score, just like the old code. And the new code is doing the verbose handling internally. Okay, so maybe we can move that to Lua. No, empty kind is never correct. Empty kind is never correct. So these should be maybe echo. Probably echo. we want this to be as close to like pure data mapping as possible. We don't want it to make decisions. So this is just building a list, and then this is calling the code. Now back in Boolean. Yeah. Still need to review that. Let's review the tag changes. So eliminated so we got rid of this entire print tag list function. This is 173 lines of code that is just a bespoke way to present a list. Like, look at this. It's like advancing the cursor. Just like it's manually drawing stuff to the screen. It's doing alignment. That might have been a regression. Let's find out. So we can compare. On the top is the new way, and then we can compare on the bottom. What does it look like? Oh, it has a nice highlighting. So one thing we missed was the highlighting, probably also the truncation. Wow, so the parsing and parse match, you can see here, it had redundant parsing in the old tag list thing too, so it's just like constant deluge of bespoke ad hoc redundant code everywhere over time, shoveled on to fix bugs until people just get tired of reporting bugs, and so you think you fixed the bugs, but you actually didn't. They just got tired of reporting them. Okay, break check is maybe not a good idea. Although it was in the old code, so that means probably it's okay. What that means is that whatever was calling this, which is now called this, is presumably prepared to pull the event loop, which can then do stuff. It's probably said it because here it will pull but then it still will execute this code after like event loop stuff happens, and we won't check got end until here. So we probably want to check got end. See. I know a thing or two. It turns out the poor little AI is just feeding through a straw and, can't know everything magically. So if we break here, then we probably actually should return, because yeah, we don't want to present the select if the user interrupted. I think this is the default prompt. Oh, it'd be cool if we can test click set mouse equals A, and then now watch this. Yeah, cool. Cool. And then if we do that with the old one, you can see it doesn't work. So yeah, like the old one had this fancy highlighting, but I don't know. We can somehow figure that out later. And I don't think also the headers are even that helpful. Does anyone ever look at these headers? No. Does anyone even use tselect anymore?